end of what you said, because you've been outspoken about Ghost and Omari are two different people. Why are you so outspoken and trying to drive that message home?
Well, I would tell you what, MB, I never said that they were two stark different, that there was such a contrast.
Well, there definitely have to be some of you to be
That's
that
right.
great in Ghost, but yeah.
This is my whole thing. My whole thing is we have to look at it from a perspective of where our priorities lie as a people. In many regards, oftentimes white Americans follow us. I have heard it be stated as such. When Donald Trump won the first time, if there were arguments being made by a certain faction of black folks who might not have wanted, forget political affiliation, who might not have wanted Donald Trump, and maybe mainly because of his followers, the MAGA contingency, not wanting America to become that, whatever that was. I've heard it be stated as such, where folks will say, well, then go back to, what is back to? I didn't come from Africa. Ancestrally, I did, but Stack, you're not from there.
I don't know nothing about it.
So when people make that comment, y'all chuckle, but it's probably one of the
truth
that I love Stack the most. And I grew up with that thing. It's so interesting because I grew up with Fred Taylor. I did. And I don't mean literally, guys. I grew up with that thing I grew up with. I grew up with Matt Barnes and I grew up with Stack. There's a common thread there. I grew up with really tough who are super vulnerable and loving. And Stack, there's never been a moment that you haven't greeted me with a hug. It's very interesting. There's never been a moment, Matt, that you haven't greeted me with a hug. The necessary permission of all permission given is for our young black and brown men to be granted that. I don't understand the seasonal, even if it were more than a year to two, the seasonal moment of no homo. I'd never understood.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I tried to play every single character in a way, Matt, where you felt Omari in the character. I'm saying priorities are such where our people, right? If you were to hear someone say, go back to, what? America's mine. And if you got Native American blood, which all three of us do, I don't even care about the young brothers who grew up going, nah, my hair ain't that shit, I ain't got Native American. Probably the ones who didn't think they had Native American had more Native American than anybody in the room or in the huddle when we were growing up. So in that regard, this is our home. And in my opinion, as it is our home, what has been under displayed or underexposed, for me, Matt, is the redemption of Black and Brown Boy. What Ghost provided was he provided a look as to how it looks to break good after being bad. What people rooted for at home was, he's trying to go right. I made the dude a biblical character. And I've said it to maybe 10 individuals, but now I'll say it on this podcast because, Stack, I love you and Matt. I made Ghost Saul from the Bible. Saul is very symbolic in any kind of template of religious belief. It could be the Quran, it could be the Torah, the Book of Latter-day Saints for Mormons. It could be the book of Hinduism, the book of Buddhism. It doesn't matter what it is. Phil Jackson was a Zen Buddhist, right? He'd say the same thing. There is that character in whatever. I happen to believe in Christ. That dude was Saul. I always thought the show needed to end if he ever became Paul, because then we have no more entertainment of watching him try to become good. So Matt, when I say there's a contrasting difference, and I probably haven't used that specific word, but when I speak on that, my brother, what I'm really saying is, I am so much of Ghost, but there is so much more to me than Ghost because I wasn't written by Courtney. Courtney never wrote Omari. Courtney wrote Ghost. So for a world, I would imagine at this point, 25 and under, for that fan base, it is harder to conceptualize that because they get to, not every 25-year-old. Some of y'all are phenomenally mature. But 25 and under for the most part, as you know, Matt, and you got kids growing, and Stack, you know this too. There's an ability to change your look on every single post you post. So it's an equal ability to believe you are something that you're not. So my big thing, Matt, is receive Omari. and then dissect it from there. Once you meet me in person, if you got 5 minutes, I get it, Matt, where you go, 5 minutes is hard, you have baggage claim, that's hard. I get it. But even in 5 minutes, nigga, I'm so much. You can get me in 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, you then decipher as you walk off. You go, how much is like, have fun with it. Have fun with it. Just sit and think about it. But the other thing, now I'm gonna give y'all roses. There's a reason that all of these podcasts are so prevalent and so prominent and so watched and so good. Siri included. 25 and under has an amazing opportunity. I'm not picking on that age group, but that age group specifically has an amazing opportunity to do all research within a nanosecond.
Right.
Within a nanosecond. What team did Matt Barnes play for? What teams has he played for? Did Matt ever play a different position than in minutes? Steven Jackson, was he actually close to George Floyd? Was he not? Was he the uncle of George's daughter? How quickly can it all come to you? So for me, these are moments, Matt, after an interview like this where you ask such a great question, and it's a dynamic question. So I have to answer it in this kind of way. It's a very good question. It's not outspoken about the contrasting difference. It's an outspoken reality of going, y'all do better with just hanging out with the person first.
Yeah.
And then figure out the character next. But there are a lot of people in our world, and this has no chronological age to it, who are really about the character who they've presented versus who they go to sleep at night, man. Imposter syndrome is it's a mother. And so that's the big thing. I guess, Matt, I am dealing with a world in which if I do have some of the gifts that our parents and grandparents felt some of the elder actors had of actual chops and really having some chops, those incredible actors from Cicely Tyson to Yaphet Kotto to Sidney Poitier to Lena Horne to Denzel to Angela Bassett to Lawrence Fishburne to Don Cheadle, Will Smith inclusive, there wasn't a reality in that age group, the age group I just specified. It colored us. Throw in Latina actresses and actors included. There wasn't a reality that they had to contend with a confused audience member going, who are you actually? You kind of knew. You kind of knew that their character was relegated to the screen, and when you met them out in public, if you were so lucky or blessed to get an autograph, if that could sound pretentious. Maybe the public figure wants your autograph. I'm a fan of fans. So it's always gonna be weird for me, bro. I'm a fan of fans. I'm not a fan of fanatics, because I wonder if fanatics love themselves. And so I pray for that. But a fan, a real fan, who follows your life, with your family.
Genuinely, yep.
Ooh, I'm a fan of that. That's a different human to go, everything you do, I rock with. That's a beautiful thing. So I've never had issues with those people being of confusion, Matt. It is the folks that are about a character versus, let me figure out who O is. The roles given to a you and a Steven is y'all do interviews. Why not pull up on All the Smoke? You can actually sit down with me right now and go, let me watch Power tonight. Why? Because I just watched All the Smoke. Let me compare the differences. O wasn't wearing a suit. He didn't have a gun. He didn't murder somebody. I wonder if the nigga ever did murder somebody. He wasn't selling crack rock. He was selling stories, but not crack. Like, I just want people to do math a little bit better, particularly our people, bro. Our leverage increases. Our leverage increases. If me or Idris are up for James Bond, and our fans are petitioning for it, if they get more educated about the differentiation between the character and the person, they could literally be going, I want Omari to play it. I want Idris. Omari's happy if either one of us get it. I love him. And he'd be happy if I got it. So I think for me, Matt, is that. I don't want you and Steve.
You would kill that, bro.
Say it again, my bro.
You would kill Black James Bond. You would kill that. You would kill that, bro.
Are you up for James?
You would kill that shit, dog.
I'm saying I just want our fans to allow their voices to be, you got a head on you, bro. You sharp. They told me about you before you walked in. But you sharp. The shit you hear, you sharp. I want our fans to be a part of that, Matt. I do, bro. I do. I want our fans to be, bro, hip hop is a $3 billion company. It's a $3 billion company. It's not a company, Omari. Yes, it is a company. It's an overriding, all-encompassing company. Last I checked, you can count on one hand the people who look like me, you, and Steven, who have some of those billions. And it's not a $3 billion company. Not if Jay-Z almost has $3 billion to himself. It's a $17 billion conglomerate of reality. I want our fans to be more fan of themselves. I'm big on that. I want people to really like themselves more. I just think it makes it all a bit more balanced. You ain't got to run past your wife, Stack, and bulldoze her to get to you because you were the one that someone salivated and wanted to meet. That's dope. That's flattering as shit. You ain't got to run over Matt's kids to get to Matt. What if that day your wife said some shit that actually saved your life? What if that day Matt's twins looked at him in a way that made Matt go, you really got it. I'm the lucky one to be the father of y'all. A fan runs past that to get to us. I think once fans get a lot more in love with themselves, I think they can sit and go, there's a lot of Omari in that character, but I equally see Omari. So that when they meet Omari out, they get to go, I rock with you. Fans are like, I miss you. I'm like, I'm so here.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Maddie, I be saying that I'm so here. Stack, I'm so here, bro.
I'm so here.
I'm in Texas, man. Right now I'm in the state, in an undisclosed spot, the state that raised not only Stack, but equally a dear friend of mine who grew up in Terrell, Texas, and that being Eric, AKA Jamie Foxx. Like I'm here, man. Trade the Truth is in Houston. Jay Prince. I know a lot. I'm a Texas lover.
Yeah.
Because I'm from the A.
Yeah, home.
I am at home, bro. So like I'm always here. People can always pull up and go, oh, let me just holler at you for a minute. I'm here.